Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning and I am sitting in a control technique centre in Bourgogne in France. Obviously in France. You can tell I haven't had much coffee. So my alarm went off this morning really early and I thought, why is that going off? I'm not working today. So I went back to sleep. And then I woke up about a minute later, panicked, because I remembered I had to take my car in, get its test done for roadworthiness, which needs to happen every 2 years in France. It's been out over a week and I only realised during the week it was out. So the only place I could find an appointment was in Bourgogne, which is about an hour from me. And I'm knackered. So hopefully it passes. It's an old car, so I'm not expecting it to pass with a clean bill of health. I'm sure there's some stuff that'll need to happen on it. But if it's not catastrophic, then it should be okay. So in France, when you bring your car in for a test, they do the test and then they have like categories of things that are wrong with it. So the one category is like advisory. You should probably get this checked. And then the next category up is, this is the stuff that the car has failed on. You have 2 weeks to get it done and bring it back to us for a retest. And then the third category is, oh my God, please don't ever drive this car again. It's a death trap. So I'm hoping the car comes in somewhere in the start of the middle category. I don't mind doing a few bits to it, if it needs be, because it is an old car and having to fix stuff on old cars is to be expected. But I really hope he doesn't come back in and say, this car is absolutely catastrophic, because that means then potentially a large bill to fix it, or going to have to look for another car. And I really don't want to have to go look for another car. I really like that car. It's super comfy on motorways. So I'm going to get the test done. Maybe have a little bumble around Bourgogne and see what's going on. I still have to look for a dresser and something else for my mother. I can't remember what it was. Was it a table? No, it wasn't a table. How's your Saturday morning going? Well, amazingly, the car passed its test. He said there was a few little bits and bobs. One of the license plate lights wasn't working, and he said maybe look at the brake pads on the front soon, but they're fine at the moment. So we're all good. Good job, Peugeot. Thank you for saving me a massive bill to fix. Right, I forgot the magnetic thing, so you might be a bit wobbly today in the old car, because there's a magnetic thingy that attaches to the camera that then attaches to like a holder, and I don't know where it is at all. So there's a small magnetic thing I'm using at the moment, which is not very magnetic, so you're kind of sliding everywhere. Right, let's go get some bread for breakfast, and then let's see if we can find my mother whatever she wants in this. I don't know, I think it's a dresser. It's definitely like a dresser, and it's something else. I can't remember for the life of me what the other thing was. If only I had some sort of video record of my day, I could go back and check and see what it was. Bread sorted. Now, just remembered in my lack of coffee brain that the bike mechanics place is in this town as well. And you might be wondering, or you might not give a damn, where's that bike you left into the bike mechanics, Brian? Well, it's still in the bike mechanics. And the reason it's still in the bike mechanics is, well, I don't really need it at the moment. Have I told you this already? So I'm not in a rush for it. So the suspensions, the front and back suspension has to get sent off to get like refurbished, because it's an old bike. And that just shipping is the expensive bit of that, and obviously getting it done. So he waits till he has, a few suspensions to send to the place before he sends them, and it saves on postage and stuff like that. I think they go to Germany. So I said to him, look, don't worry about it. I don't need the bike urgently, so just hang on to it till it's done, and then when it's done, give us a shout and I'll come and collect it. And it's going to save me a lot of money. But since I'm passing, I might just call in, if he's open, and have a squint and see how he's getting on. Bon, so ça c'est les mortisseurs derrière et ça c'est les mortisseurs avant.
Ouais.
Et c'est fini?
Ouais, ça c'est prêt ça. En fait, j'ai plus qu'à le réassembler. J'ai les derniers morceaux qui sont arrivés. Là le vélo il est en
So good news. Hang on, where's me? There it is. Good news. Ridiculous thing. The bike. So he's got the suspension back from the specialist for the bike. So he had to send it off to the specialist in Germany, as I was saying, because he doesn't have the tooling there to take apart the suspension forks and put them all back together, basically. He doesn't get enough of those type of forks to warrant buying the tooling for his shop. That's about it, really. Also, this is the microphone, bane of my life. And normally there's a cable comes out the top and then I kind of stick it on my coat somewhere, but I can't find the cable. So this furry thing, it just looks like a wig, that goes on top of the microphone and it does something. It stops wind affecting the sound, I think. I mean, I'm not an expert at this thing, but I just think it looks hilarious. I'm thinking about putting googly eyes on it. Anyway, I'm delighted about the bike. I told him I wasn't in a mad rush for it, because, you know, I'm not. And he's stacked out anyway, which is a really good sign. Never rush a good mechanic. So he's got, I think, all the bits now he has and that he needs for the bike. So he's going to put it all back together. He said he might send me some photographs if he gets a chance. And I should be able to pick it up in a couple of weeks, which would be great, because I really love that bike. It's really old, but we've had so many adventures together. And I'm just delighted that it's, you know, kind of, it's not like I didn't upgrade it or anything like that. I basically said to him, this bike is really old. It's done some pretty hardcore stuff. Can you service it and kind of bring it back to what it was when it was new? That's it, really. So yeah, I'm delighted. I really am. Okay, gotta go find some stuff for my mother in this charity shop. Do you want to come in for a look? Well, good morning, everybody. This is the new camera. Isn't it amazing? I have no idea because I haven't seen the footage yet. I hope you notice a difference in the video quality and maybe even the sound quality. I think, like with anything, there's going to be sort of a learning curves to overcome as we go. So one of the big learning curves that I've discovered with this camera is that I can't stick it to anything easily in my car. So I'm going to have a think about that, see if I can find something to stick it to, because I'm not delighted about where it is at the moment, let me put it that way. I'm sure I can find somewhere better for it, gives you guys a bit of a better view of what's going on. Anyway, it's Sunday, it's beautiful today, and the forecast says it's going to be like this all week. So I'm going to nip into the shops, get some food, because I have no food, and then crack on with some jobs. Good morning. It's day of jobs here in rural France because it's really sunny. So my neighbours asked me to help with some bits and bobs around the place. A lot of the fences on those fields have got a bit of abuse, having cattle coming out of them all summer. And I think there's cattle going into this one in next week. So it's little things like tightening up fences, fixing gates, cutting some broom back, just general kind of maintenance. And since the sun is out and there's zero wind, we should probably get going. Right, step one is to get 3 fence posts off this wire and then move the whole thing back, because he wants this gate a bit wider, because he says it's the only gate he struggles with getting his tractor in. Can I make it wider for him? Yeah, of course we can. They're in. Your favourite Chateau YouTuber introduced me to these things. It's a fence and pliers. Never knew anything about them before I moved to France. They're a really handy bit of kit. Sure, there's easier ways of taking U-nails out of a fence post, but what do I know there? You don't want the cows to be standing on that stuff. Bad for cows. There. The fence post isn't actually that bad, it's just been a bit pushed over by cows scratching up against it. What I'm going to do is I'll pull all this out, clean all behind here, and then push the whole thing back to this other fence line. There's loads of room. I don't know if you have this where you live, but here, this is called broom. And it grows everywhere. There is a French name for it. I can't remember it. Just call it broom. It's a pain in the ass. Right. That's looking a bit better. Let's see if we can't fix that. Needed to go and load up the old Rocinante because to put these fence posts back in, I'm going to need to use my fence podger. If you don't know what a fence podger is, neither did I till I met Dan Preston. And he introduced me to the wonderful world of fencing. Thanks, Dan. Anyway, Jeep's all loaded up with stuff I need for fencing. Better get going. This is a fence podger. Podge holes in the ground with it. And then you use a fence post knocker to knock in the posts into the hole in the ground. It's like an open university here today for fencing. One of them, big hammer, fence post knocker, a chainsaw, because why not? And fence posts. Hopefully my fence post knocker fits around. Alright, so I wanted around here somewhere. I bet there's a big concrete base around that. Nope, massive concrete base. Need to go here. Rock and cruise. Alright, fence post. Work. Another thing Dan Preston introduced me to. That's not going anywhere. Right, another top tip when farming. These are fencing nails, U-nails, I don't know what they're called. They hold wire like this onto posts like that. And sometimes they're not straight, you see that? Well, if you get this little magic thing, put it in like that, you can straighten the nail. So it's like that, and then it goes into the post easier. Ow. Tips and tricks. Much easier. Right. Oh, no, he's 90. Hear that? He's 90 years of age and he's out with a petrol strimmer on a Sunday. And there's no stopping him. I bet there's people who do like this for a living watching this and going, what is he doing? And as usual, kind of making it up as I go along. So that's all my job's done for the day. I'm thinking maybe a bit of camping to round out the weekend. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm heading that way. I'm going to find somewhere to camp tonight. So I finished all the jobs my neighbour had that needed doing. Tightened up a couple of fences for him. Fixed the gate. Put in 3 or 4 new fence posts that the cows had kind of pushed over during the summer. I think he's good to go in terms of jobs. He was strimming away while I was smashing in fence posts. Man's 90 odd. He just does not know how to stop. So I decided afterwards, why not go camping today? It's supposed to be good weather all week. I've got my friends arriving in a few days, so no camping next weekend. So I had to mount the camera in a different place than I normally mount the camera, because when I was using the GoPro, it's only about that size-ish, and I just sort of clamps onto a thing you put on the windscreen. The new camera's a little bit bigger, and it doesn't fit in the windscreen thing I had. So I had to come up with an ingenious plan, and that plan was take the tripod I use in my workshop and a bungee cable thing, strap it to the inside of Pascal, and stick you guys in the passenger footwell instead of on the windscreen. So that's why the camera angle's a bit different. Hopefully it's fine, and hopefully the microphone thing is all good, because it would be so cool if I could just press a button and then that was it. No messing, no external
bits and pieces or whatever else. Nice and simple. That's what we're all about. The other good thing about having the camera right there is I can spin you around and you can have a look at what I'm looking at. Do you want to have a go? Watch this. Isn't that cool? That's the road. Isn't that cool? I'm a simple man. But anyway, I thought it might work. If it's really... Oh, there's a giant boar. I don't know if you caught that. There's a giant boar just waddled across the road. Big one as well. About the size of a brown bear. I think. A black bear? Which one's the big one? Brown bear or black bear? About the size of a pig on steroids. A large pig with hair. Very tasty. Yeah, I'm heading towards that direction to hopefully find a campsite for the night. I did ring. There was no answer. So I'm gonna just turn up and see how it goes. And if the campsite's closed, well, we'll have to figure something else out now, won't we? Right, well, one thing I forgot about today was that the clocks went back last night, so it is now 6:30 and it's pitch black. But I'm gonna get my tent up and start seeing about organising a bit of dinner. Tent is going here. I don't know if you'll see it, but sure, you know, I need to get better lights. Right, that's my tent done for the night. Gonna find a bit of food, edit the vlog, and then go to bed. Maybe watch a movie. It's quite early. Yeah, I think I'll watch a movie. Anyway, thank you for watching today's vlog, this weekend's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. The camera's set a bit too low, so I have to bend over. And I'll see you next time.